Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So in today's video we're doing a free hit draft for game week 16. If you're planning to use the free hit chip in game week 16, this video is for you. In today's video we're looking at the best fixtures to target in game week 16, looking at the best clean sheet and goal projections for game week 16, and then I'll show you a free hit draft for game week 16 and a few different options if you haven't got the budget that I've got. I've got 101.5 million in the bank when I sold all my players, so I'm going to be buying a free hit draft with that in mind. I'm sure you probably won't want to buy everybody that I've got in the 15-man squad, so you might want to change a few players. And I've handpicked the best options, and then you can decide who you want to buy. And it all depends on what your budget is and what formation you want to play. Anyway, intro out the way, let's get into it. So these are the fixtures for game week 16, and straight away I see Arsenal vs Wolves and think you should be getting 3 Arsenal players in game week 16 and a free hit draft. Anyway, let's just get into it and see the clean sheet odds. And we've got Arsenal at the top with a 58% chance of keeping a clean sheet. With this in mind, if I was using the free hit chip in game week 16, I'll be getting a double up on Arsenal's defence. If that's 2 defenders or a goalkeeper and defender, I'll be definitely getting 2 players from Arsenal. Then we've got Fulham with a 37% chance of keeping a clean sheet. I think I'll be going for Anderson. Fulham are away against Burnley in game week 16 and they could keep a clean sheet. I think I'd go with Anderson because he could potentially get DEFCON points as well as a clean sheet. Then we've got Chelsea with a 36% chance of keeping a clean sheet. You could go with Sanchez, Cucurella, Reece James, or you could potentially get somewhere like Chalobah or Fofana. And then we've got Newcastle away against Sunderland in game week 16. They've got a 34% chance of keeping a clean sheet, and with Nick Pope injured, you could get Ramsdale instead. If you want a Newcastle defender, there's quite a few players to pick. And we've got the Brentford players in Van der Berg and Collins. You could potentially get one of them. If I was using the free hit chip in game week 16, I'll definitely be getting an Arsenal defender or 2. Then I will be getting Anderson. Then I'll be picking a Chelsea, Newcastle and Brentford defender to go with them. Then we've got the game week 16 goal projections, and we've got Arsenal at the top with 2.42 goal projections. So with this in mind, I think I'll be getting Saka locked into my side for a free hit chip in game week 16. You could get Goalkeepers, but I'm not too sure he plays the full 90 minutes, so I think I'll just get Saka and get somebody else. In second place, we've got Liverpool with 2.10 goal projections. You could get somebody like Salah, but he's been benched the last 2 game weeks. Instead of Salah, you could get Gakpo at 7.5 million. Or there's players like Verts, Isaac and Ekitike, but I'm not too sure who starts out of them. We've got European fixtures in the midweek and we'll see who starts in them matches. So let's say Isaac doesn't start in the Champions League, maybe you're buying because he'll start in the Premier League potentially. And that'd be a huge differential, many players won't have him. He's at home against Brighton and he could easily score in that match day. I also understand if you don't want to buy him because there's a bit of a rotation risk in him. Then in third and fourth place, we've got Man United and City. They've both got a 1.81 goal projections. So you could get players like Mbeumo, Bruno, Fernandes and Cunha. And then at City, you could get somebody like Foden and Haaland. In fifth place, we've got Chelsea and they've got a 1.7 goal projections for game week 16. So you could get somebody like Cole Palmer that's just come back from injury. He might start in game week 16. He's a huge differential, not many managers will have him. Or you could go for somebody like João Pedro up front. And then in sixth place, we've got Brentford, and they've got a 1.65 goal projections. I think the player that you buy from Brentford is Thiago. He didn't start in game week 15, so he should be rested. So I won't be surprised if he scores in game week 16. With all this in mind, let's have a look at the fixtures and which teams you should be targeting for game week 16. So on the Saturday, I think you should be potentially buying players from Chelsea, Liverpool, Fulham and Arsenal. On the Sunday, you could get players from Newcastle and Brentford and potentially City and Aston Villa. And then on the Monday, you can get Man United players at home against Bournemouth. I think I'd target players from the teams that I've highlighted in green and then potentially get some from the yellow. So with all this in mind, let's start building a free hit draft for game week 16. So in goal, I've gone with Ryan Dubravka. Arsenal got the best chance of keeping a clean sheet, so I've gone with Raya. You could go with a cheaper goalkeeper and get an Arsenal defender instead, but now we're in the busy period, I'm not too sure who starts in Arsenal's defence. As we got shown in game week 14 where Timber didn't start and Ben White started. If you went for somebody like Calafiori, he could be getting the rest in game week 16, so I think I'd just get Bryan instead. Into defence, and I've gone with James, Anderson, Timber and Collins. Chelsea at home against Everton in game week 16, and with Caicedo suspended, Reece James could play midfield. And with him playing in midfield, he could be easily getting a goal or an assist. Then we've got Anderson, he's got the second best chance of keeping a clean sheet away against Burnley in game week 16. He's also very likely to get DEFCON points most game weeks, so I think he's a really good player to have in a free hit. Then we've gone with Timber. He got rested in game week 14, so I think he'll start in game week 16. This one isn't locked in. We'll see how they get on in the midweek fixture in the Champions League. If we get somebody like Timber, Calafiori or Saliba rested in the Champions League, then I think I'll pick them, because I think that gives us a heads up that they'll start at the weekend. Then I've gone with Collins. He's at home against Leeds in game week 16. Collins could have scored in game week 13. He's been looking up to get a goal, and I think he's due one. Then on the bench, I've got Thiago away against Sunderland in game week 16. Into midfield now, I've gone heavy, and I've gone Mbeumo, Saka, Foden, Palmer and Fernandes. Man United are at home against Bournemouth in game week 16, and Bournemouth keep conceding quite a few goals. Arsenal at home against Wolves in game week 16, so I do think there's a good chance that Saka gets a goal involvement. Then I've gone with Phil Foden. He's away against Crystal Palace in game week 16, and you don't really have to get him. I just think with the form that he's in, maybe you just buy him so you don't miss out on points, because a lot of managers have bought him in game week 15, so if you haven't got him in your side, you'll be missing out on points if he does score. Then the final midfielder that I've gone with is Cole Palmer. He's at home against Everton in game week 16. Cole Palmer came back from injury and got a few minutes against Leeds in game week 14. He's got game week 15 in the Champions League to get back to full fitness, so in game week 16 he could be a really good option. Again, a lot of managers might not have him in game week 16, so it could be a really different option. So it could be a really good differential for a free hit in game week 16. And then finally we've got the forwards, and I've gone with Thiago at home against Leeds. Then on the bench I've gone with Ekitike. If he doesn't start in the Champions League, then maybe you buy him because he might start in the Premier League. I'm sure you're looking at this and thinking, I don't want Ekitike, I'm just going to get Haaland, and I don't disagree, you can potentially do that. So if you want to do that, you probably have to downgrade two of your midfielders in Foden and Palmer probably. As I mentioned, I've got a few different transfer options if you don't like some of these players in the side. So instead of Ray, you could downgrade and get somebody like Sanchez, Ramsdale or Kelleher. Sanchez is at home against Everton, Ramsdale's away against Sunderland, and Kelleher's at home against Leeds. If you don't like some of them defenders, you could get somebody like Cucurella, Saliba, Calafiori, Hall, Burn or Denberg. If you want to change your midfield, you could potentially upgrade one of your midfielders and get Salah. He hasn't started the last two games, but maybe he starts in game week 16. Or if you wanted to downgrade one of them midfielders, you could get somebody like Cunha, Eze, Gakpo or Fernandes. And then if you didn't want to play a 4-5-2 and you wanted another striker or two, you could get Haaland, Isaac or Pedro. So there we have it for a game week 16 free hit draft. If you're using the free hit chip in game week 16, hopefully this has been useful. If you like this video and got something from it, hit that like and subscribe button. If you are using the free hit chip in game week 16, get in the comment section and let me know what your squad looks like and how many of these players have you got in your side. We'll be back soon for a transfer targets for game week 16. If you're not using the free hit chip in game week 16, we've got 5 free transfers to use. So this transfer targets video might be useful to see who we should be buying moving forward and who we should be using them transfers on. Anyway, I'm signing off. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.